The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
We the only free state that he want to bring everybody down here.
I'm talking to you guys out there in radio land. I'm talking to one of my good friends, one of my long-term friends, Corey Ellis, down in Florida, and I'm going to get the scoop on DeSantis, the governor down there, and this private army he's supposed to be trying to enact. I want to get the down low on that, man. That sounds like some stuff straight out of Hitler's journals.
Yes, it is.
What's going on with you, man?
Not much. Just living the dream down here.
Yeah. How is it going down there with the gun laws? Donald Trump done moved in down there, and DeSantis and the COVID. How's everything going down there with all of that?
Well, we just had our first case the other day on the new variants, but the thing about it is we're still dealing with the original COVID-19. DeSantis is opening up our state because basically our state is a big state, and they want us to. He wants any and everybody that wants to be free to come down here and live a free life without having to worry about, COVID vaccines or anything like that.
That sounds kind of dangerous, though. I know it's a lot of people scared about the vaccine, but you can't discount that over 60. I think it's the number is 650,000 have died from that. This is not no normal flu deaths. People try to compare this to, oh man, the flu killed this amount of people every year in car accidents. You can't. This is a once in 100 years virus. The last time we had a virus like this was 1920, and it wiped out millions of people all across the world, and we didn't even have the medicine we do today. So for this thing to kill off 650,000 people in America alone, that's deadly. That's nothing to play with.
Yes, but at the same time, our good governor is getting ready to run again, and I guarantee you he will win. For the simple fact is, he's looking at the infrastructure of what he's doing in Florida.
Okay.
Basically, like he said, Florida is, and he's challenging the capital because all these mandates that Biden has been putting in place, nobody is responsible or following the rules about that. He actually is fining people if you are making somebody get vaccinated or you're making somebody wear a mask.
Okay.
So basically, Florida, which is good old Trump state, and as probably people seen on the news yesterday, they actually brought up charges against 3 people because they were turning in ballots that they were stealing people's from the Republican Party. They were stealing people's information and turning it in, saying that they were Republicans and these people were Democrats.
Wow. I've heard the exact same thing on the opposite track, that a few people in Texas and I think one in Michigan had turned in a ballot for their dead husband for Trump. This and the thing about it is, these 1 or 2 cases that are happening was still not enough to overturn the election. So it's a moot point,
No, this what happened yesterday that was on the news. It actually was over 7 The first one was over 700 people. The second one was over like 230 people. And then the third one, they didn't come out with the number. They actually ended up charging these people, and they're in jail for it.
Mm-hmm. For turning in fake ballots.
Right. And these ballots, they're claiming now all of these people are black, of color.
Mm-hmm.
They're claiming that these people is the ones that changed the ballot, which I don't feel is true. I feel like they were the only ones responsible for picking up the ballots. I don't feel like they changed them.
Right.
I feel like somebody else changed them before they picked them up.
Because the feds have investigated this, and they even Bill Barr, which is a Trump supporter that worked for Donald Trump, even he said that there is no evidence of widespread enough to overturn that election. Cases like one or two here, one or two there, even 100 people. Like in the case of Georgia, he beat Trump by 12,000 votes in Georgia. Even if they found 50 to 100 illegal ballots, that's still not enough to overturn the election.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So what about this Matt Gaetz character? Is anybody talking about the rape case, the statutory rape case he's been investigated on?
No. They kind of keep that off of the airways.
In Florida.
And, yeah, even me, I don't even know nothing about it.
Yeah, him and a couple of more local Republican people down there was messing around with 17-year-old girls, sending them cash app money for rendezvous and flying them down to Virgin Islands and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. And the feds, they got him locked in. They trying to investigate him on that. And
yeah, they keep that off the airways down here. Like, I mean, on my way to work every morning, I always listen to the radio, and I always look at the news when I get home. But that's something that has not been on our news feed.
Wow. Yeah, that's big news everywhere else because he's a senator, and that's crazy. Anything else coming on off down there? Cause man, I'm gonna tell you, the Civil War, Georgia was basically the second home of the Confederate government. We had the DC was the North, and then no, I think it was West Virginia. I think it was West Virginia, but the home base of most of the Confederate military was Georgia. But now it seems like Florida has become the new age second base of all of this. How I want to put it? Racial insurrectionists. Put it that way. A lot of them have infiltrated Florida's politics, government. And to be a population of people, Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, blacks, Haitians, Jamaicans, you got a wide variety of minorities living in Florida, and I'm trying to figure out how is this possible?
Well, the thing about it is, like here, they segregate the low class to a low class neighborhood.
Okay.
And the ones that are doing something for their families and trying to get making sure their families live a best life is basically telling them, okay, you work hard, you basically get what you get.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, it's all about basically what you're living your life as. If you're living your life as a low class person, then you're going to be in that low class neighborhood. You're going to be in that low class situation. Now, the one thing that I can say about Florida is, even your low class situation, they're going to take care of you pretty much. Food stamps, medical aid, all of this. You know, the main thing is pushing through that infrastructure on, you know, where you fit in that class.
Okay. Cause I'm just, it boggles my mind to see so many people of minority people. They got to know that these people are outright bigots. They got to know this, and I've seen a wide support for Donald Trump out of the Cuban community, the Haitian community, and even the Hispanic and Mexican community. It's crazy. Right here in Tennessee, you got Mexicans who love this man, and I'm like, he don't like you, and I don't. It's mind-boggling. I'm trying to make some sense out of this.
What you have to look at. Who built Trump Tower? Mexicans.
More than likely, foreign workers.
Right. They know that they're going to work harder than the American people. You know, so of course you're going to have those ones that are going to say, yes, I love Trump. You know, now you know me. I don't get into politics.
Right.
I'm not a politics man. I don't vote. You know, I just sit back.
But you do know between right from wrong, though. You know, I've been knowing you for years. You know.
Yeah. I do know right from wrong, and if I want my voice to be heard, yeah, I would go down there and cast my ballot. See what I'm saying?
Right.
But me personally, I choose to go with the flow. I don't really too much have to say nothing about Trump, and I don't have too much to say about our current president.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Okay.
You know, my theory of everything is fall in place with whatever suits you.
You know why I disagree with that, and I think that's dangerous, because when we fall in place with whatever suits us, like for instance, I couldn't sit back and watch Donald Trump lock millions or hundreds of thousands of black children in cages like they did the Mexicans. And
right.
You know, a lot of Hispanics, they carried on, never protested, never marched, you know, never spoke out. It was like they was doing exactly what you just said. Like, shit, I'm working, I'm getting money, man. Forget they got caught. You know, forget about the Mexican kids in them cages. And it's stunning to me how people can do that. Like for instance, Kanye West. The whole, and we from Chicago, me and you both, even though we live in the South. I stopped fooling with him when I saw him hugging up on Donald Trump like that. And people have told me in the folks community that he was doing that to butter up to him to free Larry Hoover. But at the same time, I've been around some of his people that was on the case with him And these brothers they come out of an era of the 50s and 60s where I don't think they would want some of their people under them to be trying to butter up to a white supremacist just to get them free. These men have a dedicated morality about themselves. They might have did wrong. They might have done drugs, sold drugs, committed crimes. But when it comes to righteousness like that, I just can't see Larry Hoover wanting that to happen just to get him free. You know, this man done morphed into something totally different from the person he was when he went in.
True. You know, you have to look at how did they pardon Larry Hoover's brother before they pardoned him?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that in itself spells conspiracy.
Yeah. Or it could be conspiracy, or it could be the fact that they sent a representative to Hoover and told him, look, we're going to pardon you, but we want you to go all over the news and tell blacks that, you know, I support Trump. You looking at 400 and you looking at hundreds of thousands of black men who are down with the folk nation that's going to hear those words and support Trump too.
And that's not gonna happen from his behalf.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that's what happened. I think the reason why he didn't get pardoned is because he didn't drink the Kool-Aid.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kanye probably buttered up to Trump enough to say, okay, if we can get him to back you, like it was a woman in Georgia. She was a drug dealer. Her name is Washington. She's pretty black female. She was all on Fox News talking about how blacks need to support Trump and how Trump pardoned her after receiving a 25-year sentence for a key of cocaine she had. You probably know the girl I'm talking about. She was on the news about a year or two ago. And I'm looking at this woman like she bit the Kool-Aid. She got a pardon just so, you know, she can get on the air and spew out all of this nonsense about supporting a racist man like Donald Trump. I don't think Hoover went for that. To be honest with you, I'm almost willing to guarantee you they sent somebody to him and told him, look, we'll let you out. You know, but you're going to have to do the news circuit and get on there and talk Trump up. And I don't believe he bit for that.
No, he's not. I mean, he's about his people.
Yeah.
And the one thing that they're scared about if they release him is, number one, he's gonna come back and he's gonna structure everything, and nobody has no choice but to pay attention.
Right.
They're scared of a strong black man.
Right. A strong leader that can move thousands.
Right. And with his presence on being out, I'm sorry, a lot of what's going on in our city would come to an end. But do the feds want it to come to an end? No.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
They want to see us killing each other.
I agree. Because as long as we are against each other, there won't be no united front to confront racism in our politics.
Yeah, there's not gonna be, okay, we're going to a Million Man March and we're gonna go to the Capitol and show them what we are really about.
Right.
With no violence. With no violence at all.
Right.
If you have this man standing in front of everybody and they're kind of like you said, no, they don't want him out.
Right.
Because
I agree.
He's not he's not for the right party.
I don't think he bit that bullet, man. I don't think he bit that Kool-Aid. I don't think he drank the Kool-Aid, man. You know, no matter how much Kanye West was up there with that old ugly red hat on, cheesing, and now they got him and Drake back together, talking about they doing concerts together, the Free Hoover. Man, I just don't. And then Ruger got the song out, you know, Trump should have free Hoover. What the fuck is wrong with dude? You know, I don't see it, man. I don't see Hoover going for that, man. You know, and I think that's why they didn't release it. So I'm willing to guarantee you, if you go back and somebody find them books, visitation books, I guarantee you a government representative went to him on the behalf of Trump and gave him the 411. Hey, man, this is what you got to do. You want to get out? I don't believe he went for it.
True. I most certainly agree with you on that one, because that brother has been locked up a long time, and he should have been out. Yeah, it's past his time. Yep. I mean, you gotta look at it. When Ford and him started all of this, it was not about what it's become today. Right. That's right. You know, and we're old enough to know, you know, what it was about when we were younger. Yeah. And basically, they don't want order. If they let him out, order will be restored. And not just in Chicago, pretty much over the states. Because his word is going to be bond. Yep. That's too much power. That's right. That's more power than Trump. That's right. I met Raheem, man. There's an old man named Raheem. He's an old head folks, man. He old head GD, man. And Raheem was on Hoover's case. He was one of the 7-8 guys that was on Hoover's case. And Raheem speaks 3 languages. He's a Muslim now. He speaks Spanish, French, English, of course, and one other language. When I met him, he had a photo album. He was down at FCI Memphis. He had a photo album with all the gangster disciples that he ever took pictures with, man. And that photo album was so thick, it looked like a tomb. And me and him talked, man. I sat next to him on some plastic chairs, man, and me and him talked. And just by talking to this man, I'm already knowing Hoover would never side with somebody like a Donald Trump. He'll never do no shit like that. And you know, and well, this what you, not to cut you off, brother. This is what you have to ask yourself. This is what I asked myself. Why didn't Barack Obama pardon him? That's true. That's true. You know, that is if you look at it, that is a conspiracy in itself, because look who all Barack pardoned when he walked out. Well, I'm not making no excuses for him not doing that himself. But I'm going to tell you something, man. By him being the first black president, it was so many expectations on us on a lot of things. And you can believe everything that's been going on that brought about Donald Trump rise to power is because Barack Obama became president. All the bigotry that's coming out, all the hatred on Fox News, all of these right-wing white guys marching on the Capitol, all of this stuff found its roots the day they swore Barack Obama in as president. It immediately started the hatred. And his hands was tied with so much foolishness dealing with these white people in Congress not wanting him to do nothing. I'm talking about because he was the first black president. They didn't want his name to be on nothing.
Even Obamacare, which half the country liked, they still tried to deny that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how everybody didn't want his name on that, so they just want to throw it in the garbage. But at the same time, white people in Kentucky that's coal miners, they need Obamacare. These people are dying from lung cancers and stuff. You know, a woman on CNN interviewed a guy. Him and his wife was at the doctor. He was like, yeah, I got a black lung from working in the coal mine all my life. And Obamacare really has saved my life. She didn't call it Obamacare, right? She called it, it's another word for it, but it was Obamacare. So as soon as she asked him this question, so what do you think about Obamacare? No, I don't want that. I don't want that. And she was like, well, that's what you have that's saving your life, getting your medications cheap. And you should have seen the confusion on this man's face. It was like, you know what I'm saying? She messed him up. You know? It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. We living in some crazy times, man.
Like I say, down here in good old Florida, you know, I can honestly say, you know, DeSantis, he's going to be voted back in.
Mm-hmm. If he don't run for president, you think he'll run?
I necessarily don't think he'll run for presidency. I think that he will stay as governor. You know, because they call him Baby Trump.
Right.
They call him Baby Trump. They call him Baby Trump for a reason. Like, really, when Florida needs things, between Trump and him, they made it happen. They made it happen. Now, yes, I do live down here, and yes, I see everything that's going on down here. I like a lot of it.
You like the freedom aspect of it.
I like the freedom aspect of it, but then at the same time, when I turn on the news every day and I'm sitting here and I'm looking at, okay, why are we wasting all of our money on taking down statues? You know, that's going to cost the city billions of dollars to take down. You know, I understand, you know, color folks wanting them taken down. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they've been there.
Yeah.
Leave them there.
I disagree with you again on that. You know, I've heard the argument about they've been here, it's their heritage, but my thing is put it in a museum. You know,
true.
Put
true.
You know, because
that's what I say too. That's what I say too. Put them in a museum.
The reason why they don't want to do that is because they don't want nobody to go see it. Museums run off of the visitations they get. And if you don't get no visitations, your museum will eventually shut down. So all of these millionaires and billionaire white people who got all of this money you pumping into the government for your racist agenda, why don't you get together with a couple of southern states, build a privately funded Confederate museums in Louisiana, in Florida, in Georgia, in Tennessee, in Mississippi, and put all of these statues in it. So that way you can proudly take your kids on your vacation time to go see this stuff. Because our heritage is slavery, is chains, slave ships. I don't want to see no damn statue of no slave ship every time I drive down the street. I don't want to see that, you know. So be proud of your heritage. If that's your heritage, man, take your kids down and see it. I don't want to drive past a statue of Robert E. Lee every day that, you know, he done kept my people in bondage and he fought to keep our people in bondage. I don't want to see that, you know. And then it's the point of the fact that you lost. If LeBron James lost every game he played, Cleveland will not put a statue of him in Cleveland. What you got What you got a statue for? You lost. You know what I'm saying? You make it seem like the South won by having a statue built to these people. You know, I just don't get it, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, like I say, as us coming from up north where it was very rare, you know, that, I mean, yes, segregation was there, but we did not, they knew better to come out of their coats.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But as my travels through the South and seeing how I had to maneuver, you know, and change to different ways to actually have, you know, a privileged job where people respected people, you know, I can honestly say, yes, it was very hard. That's the reason why I stay out of politics, for the simple fact is, you know, me personally, you know, me staying out of politics is what's gotten me to where I'm at right now.
Okay, they look at you as being neutral ground. They can fool with you because you neutral ground. You know, whites or black.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
I'm ready.
Camera's ready.
I'm ready. Welcome to Are You Scared Talent Shows. It's a new talent show that we put on TV for y'all to get used to because these people can't act. And so we're going to show y'all what the real deal is when you get on front of the camera and what some garbage acting look like. I tell you, garbage acting. This is Are You Scared Talent Shows, okay? We're going to show y'all some acts of some talents. $5,000. It really ain't $5,000. I just said $5,000 because $5,000 sound like some people want to come and join a talent show if it was paying $5,000. So I'm your host, Eric Jones. Are You Scared Talent Shows?
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
I get it. I get that.
Right. You know, so with me being, like you say, neutral ground, hey, I don't stand against you. I don't stand with you. I stand by myself. At the end of the day, you know, it's about, hey, yeah, I might not like some things that you're doing, but if I want to change it, then that means that I will have to get involved. You know, do I want to get involved to, you know, basically hurt myself, my lifestyle, my living? You know, no, I do not. At the end of the day.
And I'm not to cut you off, but the thing about what you're saying, you know, like I say, we've been long-term friends well over 25 years. I understand for the sanctity of your well-being, your family's well-being, and your wealth that you created for yourself. I understand not getting involved. But the thing about it is, whites who have produced wealth for themselves and their families, they get involved. They send money. They send money to politicians. They vote. And it seemed like our blacks in our communities, when they create wealth, they step back. Like, you know, man, I'm trying to keep what I got. I'm not trying to get involved. And it's created a lopsided, how can I see it? It's created a tilt towards their side of the track, to the point where, yes, we have millionaires and billionaires who are entertainers, rappers who are black, singers, businessmen, but by them not getting involved because they just don't want to stir the pot up and mess their money up, the other side, they getting involved. You know, they right now, Donald Trump ain't even said he running for president, and he already done raised almost $1 billion. Not from just no one person. These are wealthy donors. You know, they ain't not worried about their money getting messed up. Like, you know, I'm making money anyway, so I'm finna get involved, and I'm finna push this bigger agenda to keep all the cash flow in white people's pockets. And my thing is, how come our minority millionaires and billionaires can't step up too? Like, hey man, you know, they doing it. They pumping money into their politicians to do their agenda. We need to start finding politicians that's gonna get our agenda done and start pumping money into them. You know.
Well, you have to look at all of our politicians of color. Just think of it like this. Even though they of our color, they still are getting money from where?
White
They're
people.
getting money from our community and white people.
Yeah.
So, therefore, even though there are politicians, they only get so much. Okay, I give you this if you give me this. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the day, it's still, you know, a game that everybody's playing.
Right.
You know, I mean, yeah, you could be a Democrat, but you're still going to have a friend in the Republican Party to say, hey, I want to pass this bill.
That's true.
Okay, well, what do I have to do for you to pass this bill? He says, hey, you're going to have to do this for me to vote for this bill.
Mm-hmm.
So either way it goes, you have to look at it's a give and take situation.
It used to be like that mostly, but since the Republicans sent all of those Marjorie Taylor Greens and Matt Gaetz and people like that to Congress, they ain't with that no more. And that's what I try to get liberals to understand. Liberals are still trying to play by the rules of, like you said, give and take. The Republican side, they done with that. You know, they completely like, man, we not messing with y'all on nothing. Even if it's a good bill, like the bill that Joe Biden just passed, right? I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. The bill Joe Biden just passed, the infrastructure bill. Almost none of the Republicans voted for it. But after the bill got passed, they caught 5 or 6 Republicans who didn't vote for the bill, all in their communities touting it, talking about, man, we're going to get you guys bridges built and construction here. We're going to open up some jobs over here. And I'm thinking to myself, you and your bigotry didn't want him to pass nothing because y'all refusing to work with this man because he's a Democrat. But now he done passed the bill anyway. Y'all back in y'all community talking the bill up. It's just they're not trying to play ball no more. It used to be like what you said, where you know the Democrats and Republicans go to a little smoky room and work their problems out over a couple of shots of scotch. And okay, look, I'm gonna vote for this bill with you, but next year Kentucky might need something, and I need you to vote for a bill when we pass a bill. Okay, I got you. It ain't they're not the Republican Party now. They try to shut everything down when it comes to the Democrats. Anything they do, it's either they calling it socialist, communism, or it's not. It's no good. It ain't no working with these people.
Well, look at when Biden took office. Everything flip-flopped. It's more Democrats than it is Republicans.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, it's 50-50. Well, yeah, it's 50-50.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
It's the first time in history it's been 50-50.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, that's something Obama Trump couldn't even do.
Well, when I say 50-50, I'm talking about the voting, like 50 Republicans, 50 Democrats. But then you got these two Democrats, Manchin and Sinema. They act like they Republicans. They don't want to help the Democrats pass nothing. So really, you don't have 50-50. Really, you got 52-48. So the Democrats, even though they got the presidency and they got mostly of the Congress, they still can't pass no laws because they got these Democrats who act like Republicans. Two of them, stopping all the progress.
True.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, that's why I stay in my own lane. you know, my own lane is what helps me take care of my family. Yeah, I have a voice, and I will voice it if I need to.
Yeah.
And trust me, I love Florida.
Well, Florida's not a bad state. It's not a bad state. Yeah.
I love Florida, but at the same time, yes, right now we are free and open. I mean, the one thing that kind of bothered me was when I was going into work and I was listening on the Breakfast Club, and I heard them saying, "Don't come to California because we can't protect you."
What they mean by that?
Oh, they made it very clear on the Breakfast Club. They said the police cannot protect you. They said we are understaffed. You could do a crime and be out in 2 hours, you know, and basically they can't protect you.
Wow.
Now, what is the good state of California? What is the Republican Party?
Well, you know, my take on that is, man, people always say that the Democrat states that the Democrats run are more dangerous than the Republican states. And it's not because of the politics of it. It's because of one thing and one thing only. It's guns. Most of the Republican states have more freedom to carry guns, which makes the criminals think twice about running into place. Because that little old lady standing back pumping gas might shoot your ass off.
True.
Democrat states, they got stricter gun laws. So the criminals have guns, but more of the normal people don't have guns. So the criminals know this. So that's the only, but as far as I'm talking about, when I talk about Democrat and Republican states, I'm talking about things like, you know, the crime. You know, I just gave you an example, and the people out there listening to us on the radio, I just gave y'all an example of why the crime is different in Democrat and Republican states. But as far as the politics of it go, the bigots flock to these states. They flock to these states. You know, gun laws aside, I like guns too. I want everybody to be able to carry. My thing is, though, you can leave the bigots off. You know what I'm saying? You know, bring the guns, you know, but if you bringing the guns with the Confederate, if I got to take the Confederate flag with the guns, I don't want the guns. Because I know the Confederates is going to train the guns on me. You get what I'm saying? I like guns too. I want everybody to be able to go out and get one, go hunting, man, you know, home protection. But if you got to bring the Confederacy with it, I'm not finna ride with you. I'm not finna go to your gun lobby. If I see one Confederate flag, I'm out of here. You know?
Well, I say that's the good old South for you.
It is. It's dangerous.
I'm kind of blindsided towards it. I'm not going to say blindsided towards it. I take a blind eye towards it. I'm sorry.
Now, is that on purpose, or did you think it just crept up on you?
That is just me.
Yeah.
Like I just take a blind side because I'm not a politics man.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you got mixed kids too. You know, you got mixed kids too. And I get it, man. You want to protect your family and stuff like that.
You have to look at, yes, my wife is white, but at the same time, you know, my view of everything, looking at, you know, my wife's history, you know, just something that I've been going through for the last couple months. My wife's grandmother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
sorry for your loss, brother.
It's all good, but she didn't like black people. She didn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
Now her husband, which I did not know this until later on, was calling me and my kids all out our names. You know, nigga kids and all this and that. And I'm like, okay, that in itself, it disturbed me so much because my wife is not like that.
Right.
My wife, she loves me. I love her.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm also looking at the fact that, okay, I'm feeling some type of way right now. Like, okay, yeah, my family, which is black, they love my wife. They love my kids.
Mm-hmm.
They've never shown any type of, you know, racism towards them at all. But here it is, I'm looking on the other side of the fence, and I actually caught a whole lot of offense to that. I mean,
you
like,
should.
Angry, mad.
You should.
You know, like, okay, we don't ask y'all for anything. I take care of my own. Y'all should be good that, hey, your granddaughter is straight. She don't have to ask y'all for anything because her husband is providing everything.
Right.
And it almost really took a toll on my marriage because I was really feeling some type of way about everything. I'm like, well, if they can't respect me, see what I'm saying, what am I doing with you? But I had to turn the clock back and actually say, you know what? That's not what my wife is about.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, I'm dealing with it. You know, yeah, if we was back home, we wouldn't be dealing with this like we are in the South.
Right.
But that just lets me know the reason why, okay, y'all don't want to see my kids. Y'all buy my kids Christmas gifts, which never make it to my house because y'all got to bring them out here. Oh, y'all want us to come get them? No. If they're Christmas gifts, y'all bring them to us.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to have this talk with you, man. I ain't seen you in a while, man. I got to get back down to Florida, man. Y'all showed so much hospitality to me when I came down there last time. But, you know, whenever y'all come up this way, man, you know it's going to be open door policy with me, man. You know how we do. We set it out for you.
Oh, yes, sir. You would actually be seeing me in February.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I shut everything down. You know, I was regularly back and forth in Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, but I shut everything down to the COVID. But I got a situation there that I'm going to have to start, you know, coming back and forth. So, you know, y'all be seeing me in February.
Okay. That's good, man. That'd be a blessing, man. We'll try to get a little party or something together, man. You know the family. You know you family, man. Shit, you know how it is. And I'm finna close this show off, And you know, this is two ex-gang members, man, talking, man, about, you know, politics, about family life, about, you know, things of why they didn't free Larry Hoover, and, you know, things of that nature, man. We got to do this, you know, at least once a month, man. And I'm gonna get your take on some things, man, because, you know, me and you know, we came up together, man. Like we was in the clubs together, kicking it together, man. You know, and I respect your opinion on things.
Yeah, and I respect yours. See what I'm saying? We may not see eye to eye, but at the same time, it doesn't separate us.
That's right. That's right.
You know, it doesn't separate us. Where you look at some people, politics separates a whole family.
That's true. That's true.
But when you look at it, it doesn't separate us as being a family, because yeah, you may have your views, I may have my views. That doesn't mean that we have to go at it with each other.
That's right. That's
it
right.
just means that, hey, we can sit down and talk just like we just done.
That's right.
That's right. And yeah, you said your views, I said my views. And we still cool.
That's right.
Still family.
That's right. And at the end of the day, we still gonna kick it with each other. Yeah, and the reason why that is, man, because, you know, once you cross that threshold and become an adult, you're supposed to lay down childish things. You know, and to me, childish things is constant conflict. And I try to teach this to my nephews. I had a couple of nephews went to jail recently and got out. And, you know, my thing is, if you have to call your family and you call yourself gang, and you can't call gang to put up a bond and get you out, you might need to rethink your choices. That's what your dues is for. If you're not paying dues, you're not really in the organization, because the organization is organized. So that's just a message to a lot of y'all young cats out there, man, you know, that's out here in these streets, man. You know, y'all putting pressure on your family and your parents who are working hard out here to get the things that they got while y'all messing it up, you know. But I'm finna close it down, man. I'm did my power hour. This is the Daily Read, and I hope you guys learned something from tonight. This is the Daily Read, and I'm out.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.
Biz.